I pressed a button or two. Sleeping at Last. Ryan O'Neal crying. Today, we're going to talk about my favorite things, okay? This is enough about trying to appease the audience. This one's for me. Clearly, as you can see, maybe you can't. Sleeping at Last. Okay, let's talk about it. I could probably make a whole video series on Sleeping at Last, and who knows, maybe that's what will happen. But yeah, we're going to talk about them. Yeah, and you're all going to have to sit and listen to me. Unless you please don't click away, please. Also caught me. I wanted to get up and record. I slept in. So, that did not leave time for getting ready in the morning. Hope you don't care. Get into a little bit of the lore. I have this sweater. I love it. I have 2 of them. My friend stole it. It's okay. We're long distance friends now, so they can have my sweater. I'm in a dorm and I don't know how loud I can talk. It's fine. It's whatever. I did get to see them one time live last year. I think it was last October. In recent years, I've gotten more and more into Sleeping at Last. If you pay attention to my character playlists, you will see that Life in the Forest is basically just a Sleeping at Last soundtrack. Okay? Ryan O'Neal, make my music. Please. I'm begging. I'm on my knees. And please, I can't pay you. Well, I could later, but first song I heard of Sleeping at Last, as I believe is the same for many, is Saturn. If you don't know Saturn, yes you do. Okay, I promise you've heard it. I'm gonna hold your hand. I promise you've heard this song. Okay? I'm being honest. Okay, you've heard it. And that was the first one I came across. And it was one of the first songs that I put to a Life in the Forest scene. Completely perfectly. And when we would have like free period, because this was in high school, when we would have like free period, I'd find the Saturn 1 hour version and sit and have noise canceling earbuds in both ears. And I couldn't hear anything except for Saturn. I did that for like a week. If you don't know Sleeping at Last, you definitely know one of their songs. I'm pretty sure it went platinum. If you've ever seen a video of somebody getting married on TikTok, you've heard this song because everyone wants to use it because I want to use it. I've never seen Twilight, but apparently Turning Page is from Twilight. I don't know. Is it? But yeah, if you need credentials for me to be talking about Sleeping at Last, they've been my number 1 artist on Spotify for maybe like 3 years. I'm like the 0.01% of listener. What, you get it. A few days ago, I was having a conversation because I am at college and, you know, people just like talk. I'm meeting new people. We were talking about music and I don't know if I was actually wearing the sweater, but I had it with me and I was like, because, you know, they're like, well, what about you? I'm like, well, let me tell you about Sleeping at Last. There are people I know who listen to it. And there are people who make fun of me. I'm not going to judge. But yeah, people have very strong opinions. Like, what is the album that I should listen to? And I have that answer for all of you today, if you have not listened to Sleeping at Last. Albums are kind of weird because there's also like a lot of like EPs and they all have different names, but some of them all go together into one thing. Like there's the Atlases and stuff, but then Enneagram is like also kind of part of the Atlases. It's whatever. I'm just gonna read all of these names. A lot of them are EPs. Yes, I will give you all that, but still music being made. Atlas 2, Yearbook, Atlas Enneagram, Storyboards, Keep No Score, Ghosts, Astronomy Volume 1, Many Beautiful Things, Capture, The Spring, Christmas Collection, Atlas Survive, Atlas Connect, Atlas Reach, Astronomy Volume 2, Molecule 1, Atlas Year 1, Covers Volume 2, Space, Covers Volume 1, Covers Volume 3, Atlas Space 1, Atlas Space 2, Christmas Collection, again, Atlas Lights, Atlas Senses, Atlas Darkness, Atlas Land, Atlas Life, Atlas Emotions, Atlas Oceans, Neighbors Volume 1, Christmas Collection again, Yearbook March, Yearbook December, Yearbook February, Yearbook April, Yearbook January, Yearbook October, Yearbook May, Yearbook June, Awake/Sleep, 2 EPs, well, it's an EP with 2 songs, Yearbook September, Yearbook July, Yearbook August. Atlas 2 2019. If you look at the list of songs, it is some of the most important ones to me. We've got Overture 2, which is beautiful. It's just a lot of their stuff is just orchestral and stuff. But it is Overture 2, which, hey, leads directly into life. It's a perfect transition into life, the song. And then we go to Son and Daughter, which the instrumental of Daughter, I want to walk down the aisle to. More on that later. And then we get into the senses. So this is like the EP for just Atlas Senses. So it's touch, taste, smell, hearing. And then it's more into like, and sight. And then it gets more into like the emotions, which I think is another EP. So there's joy, sorrow, anger, fear. More on fear, that body, heart, and mind. Beautiful. Okay. And then we get into the Enneagram, which I love so much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Atlas 2, man. Listen to Atlas 2. The lyrics of life are some of the most intense to me, because like you play the song and it's just like you're just listening to a song, right? But then if you like sit back and listen to the lyrics, it's actually insane. Now, I do know Ryan O'Neal has a wife and I believe 2 daughters, if I have that right. So can only assume this is about the birth of his firstborn, because the next songs are son and daughter, and I don't think he has any sons. I think it's just like supposed to be about that experience in general of like having a child. This song makes me emotional. Childbirth from the father's experience, how invested he was in that process, and like how scary it is for the husband as well, and just how much he cares in this song is insane. And there's such this thing around the husbands, like people always have horror stories of their husbands, or like they weren't even at the labor, like whatever, and they're not caring, blah blah blah, playing a video game while you're having a child, whatever. And I think it's so beautiful to hear these words from a father. I can only imagine if you have like a distant or like any issues with your father and you hear these lyrics, I think that would send me into an institution. Okay, so let's just get into So it starts off, it began with a whisper in my ear, I think it's time. So you're like, oh, okay, so she's pushing now, right? It's a whole story. Suddenly all we held dear was on the line. As your heart, measured in mountains, fell and climbed. I just got chills. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. We're okay. Amen. Okay. So that's how the song starts. And my entire leg is covered. Maybe it's just me. But I love as your heart measured in mountains, fell and climbed. You can see it's like such a beautiful way to talk just about something so like usually people, when they think about anything medical, it's scary, and like the heart monitor, it's like those are bad feelings, right? But he equated it to a mountain. Her heartbeat is like mountains. I'm gonna lose my mind. And the switch from you're okay to we're okay, all right. We were changed in an instant. We became so much more. Our definition of perfect was written when she was born. So if I was his child, I'd never be able to listen to this song. Hello? Oh my god, every line is just worse than the last one, but like in a good way. As she drew her first breath, I learned what love meant. Right. Beautiful lyricism, and my heart reconciled all the darkness and light inside my chest. Okay. These next two lines, like the next two like paragraphs here. I'm not going to be able to make it through. As her hands held tight and her eyes met mine, I saw the future unfold in silver and gold, and I'm already proud. We've got beautiful like your mother. You are grace, you are light. A better version of our best from your starting line. She didn't have to do anything but be born, and she is already better than they've ever been. Okay. All right. This part. What a privilege to love you, to teach you all that we know, to watch you build a collection of dreams that you can call your own. The definition of perfect was written when you were born. The end changed. The end changes. It always says, because that one repeats like 3 times. The definition of perfect was written when she was born. And at the end, we're talking directly to her. It was written when you were born. Oh! So not only is this for his daughter, definitely both of them, but it's also for the audience. All of a sudden, we are that special thing that he was just describing. It was his experience with his wife and meeting his daughter, and she's perfect. And then he turns it to the audience and it says, because all these things, she was perfect and he was proud and all the stuff just for her being born. And the same goes for you. Oh my God. Like, he's letting you all know that just the simple act of existence is beautiful. Just the fact that you are alive. The second you were born, you're already the best version of everything. You were. Oh my God. I love this song. I love this band. Ryan O'Neal, please never stop making music. I wish my internet was faster. Sun, of course I don't resonate as much with Sun. I'm not one. But just like little stuff of like, show me who I am and who I could be. Initiate the heart within me till it opens properly. And because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have any sons, I'm sure he's writing this from a perspective of being one. Oh, I just got emotional again. Because he does have other songs about that. Oh God, oh no. Because it was recent. It was really not that long ago that his mother did pass, and he made songs for her that I don't even want to get into right now. And I will try to breathe till it turns to muscle memory. I'm only steady on my knees. One day I'll stand on my own 2 feet. And this is so important for a song called Sun, just because of like stigmas for males and stuff. But I will run the risk of being intimate with brokenness. Through this magnifying glass, I see 1,000 fingerprints on the surfaces of who I am. Show me how to struggle gracefully. Let the scaffolding inside of me be strong enough to hold this tired body up once more. Oh, okay. You know, that's fine. So that's Sun. So daughter. Don't want to walk down the aisle to this instrumental because the instrumental is beautiful. Of course it is. They all are. It's all orchestra pieces. It's just orchestra pieces with lyrics about life and the beauty of existence laid on top. Hey! So if I ever say I don't like Taylor Swift, maybe you can understand. I'm on a little bit of a higher wavelength. That seemed so mean, but I kind of mean it. I want to walk down the aisle to the song because, and I don't want the lyrics to play. I feel like that's like corny for walking down the aisle. They should not have lyrics playing, just for me personally. But I know what the lyrics say, and that's what's important to me, right? I just need the instrumental. So, if only you knew, the sunlight shines a little brighter, the weight of the world's a little lighter, and the stars lean in a little closer, all because of you. Oh, okay. That's fine. I want to see you lift your chin a little higher. Fuck. Open your eyes a little wider. Speak your mind a little louder, because you are royalty. Now, the speak your mind a little louder, it is so common and like normal for women to feel like they don't have a voice in certain things, especially if they're like in a male dominated field. Speak your mind a little louder because you are royalty. Oh my god. To speak to daughters everywhere, to speak your mind, have confidence. And it doesn't even, okay, here's the thing. It doesn't even just say plainly like have confidence. It is just a scripture on how you're supposed to do it. Lift your chin up, open your eyes, and speak up. Oh my god. This is your kingdom. This is your crown. This is your story. This is your moment. Don't look down. And that specifically is also like why I want to walk down the aisle to it, because in my head, those are the lyrics that'll be in there. This is your kingdom. This is your crown. This is your story. This is your moment. Don't look down. I have a bad habit of looking down when I walk and stuff. It came from middle school. My mom thought I was just socially awkward. I was actually just checking all the time to make sure my stomach was sucked in enough. So that is now still like an issue I'm trying to get past, is looking down all the time. And oh my god, if just these lyrics were repeating in my head while I was walking down that aisle, just to remind myself to be present in that moment. Don't look down. Look at the faces who have turned around to watch you. Oh my god, because they are the faces of the people who love you most in the world. And look up front at the person up there, because oh my god, does anybody love you more? You know, like, I mean, yes, your parents probably, but like, you get what I'm saying. Don't look down. You're ready, born ready, and all you gotta do is put one foot in front of you. Our ceiling is your floor, and all you gotta do is put one foot in front of you. Your parents build up their life, they build it up, hopefully higher than themselves, so you can start higher than where they started. Our ceiling is your floor. That is the same as the quote from Barbie of "We mothers stand back so our daughters can see how far they've come," or something like that. I sobbed at that, because if that is not my mom, oh my god, dude. It should be true. Of course, there's bad parents, there's narcissistic parents, whatever. But that's what should be true. As a parent, you work hard until you get to this point where you finally are at like this, a greater life than where you started. And that's where your kids get to start. And it just keeps going. You know? Our ceiling is your floor. God! I want to see your happily ever after. That you know in your heart that you matter. You are royalty. Touch, I feel like a lot of people know but don't know they know. You know? And taste and smell. Hearing, I know, is all instrumental. I forget about sight specifically. I don't listen to it that often. But I do want to get into taste, because they have a knack for being like kind of sadder sounding melodies and stuff, but taste is so upbeat, and it is just like crazy. And again, I listen to songs about living and existence and what it means to be alive. That's the type of shit I'm rocking with. I am alive. I am awake. I'm aware of what light tastes like. The curtain's drawn, the table set. I want to be at my best. He references like eating and like at a dinner table and stuff. And if you look at surface value, like, wow, they're sitting down for food. No, but I also, because he does also have, he commonly has religious themes throughout. I have a theory that taste is about like communion, you know, like the body of Christ, like his taste like, I think so, but there's still just like beautiful lyrics. Like fist unraveling, like glass unshattering, we're breaking all the rules, we're breaking bread again, we're swallowing light till we're fixed from the inside. See what I mean? I feel like he's kind of, I think he's talking about communion, but the bridge is where oh my god, I start, what's that one like skeleton that does this shit? I start doing that when we get to the bridge. We're nothing I think I even brought this up on like a Minecraft video or something. We're nothing less than a work in progress. Sacred text on post-it notes. I love that line, dude. I want that tattooed on my body. We only speak of a world in pieces. Let's make a map of what matters most. Where every fracture is a running river, leading us back to our golden coast. Here's to showing up. I love this bridge. This is like my favorite bridge ever, okay? We are nothing less than a work in progress. Sacred text on post-it notes. Dude, your story is not complete until you die. Every day is a post-it note. We're writing this. This is going to be this chapter. This is we're a work in progress the entire time, because you don't see the finished product until you are finished. Hey, what? Love it so much. Just great to like remind you of like every day is a new day. There's like, and because people always say like you only live once, and I saw like somebody and people have like been repeating it. You live every day. You only die once. And oh my god, does that not change everything? You know? It's like, God. And then there's anger, which I like some of the things in that. I like anger. But I love fear. Now, fear has no words. And I think that's what's most beautiful about it. There's no words about what is scaring him, what is bringing him this fear. There are no words about how he feels with this fear. But you hear it. You hear the fear. And it is just, it's like a masterclass of composition. And I like, oh my god, please go listen to Fear. It is in 2 of my character playlists. And I'll fingers crossed, I have it so perfectly set to a scene that I need to have the rights to Fear for for Life in the Forest. Ryan O'Neal, let's talk, okay? But I love Fear. Please go listen to it. And specifically like at the end, I blast that and just stare at a wall. I've never been high, but I have a list of songs that if I were to ever do, it's a mental list. It's not like a thing I'm planning. If I were to ever be high, there's a list of songs that I have to listen to. And they're all Sleeping at Last. Heart is very beautiful. Once again, in character playlist. Go ahead and laugh even if it hurts. That would just get me. I don't know why. If that line made me cry, I knew what was about to happen. And I'd prepare. But it is just, It is a beautiful song about love. I am short of breath standing next to you. I am out of my depth at this altitude. Like the world makes sense from your window seat. You are beautiful like I've never seen. Could you imagine like a love letter written by this man? I mean, I'm sure most of his songs are. And he has a song for his wife specifically. It's called Bloom. I'll be the dangerous ledge, you be the parachute. The blue and green below is a masterpiece, but you are beautiful like I've never seen. Mind is very... Wait, I do have to actually get into Mind's lyrics a little bit. And there's definitely going to be a part 2 to this. Memory is historically inaccurate, but repetition sings, till finally the melody is sacred, rooted, unchanged. All right. Patterns form and feel important, the starting lines of a living blueprint. All this information is key to draw a distinction between waking life and our dreams. It's like, whoa, like, you know, kind of. And I love how he sings. It overwhelms the nervous system. It like erupts out of him. I'm like, God. But it overwhelms the nervous system. This fearful, constant state of comparison. In our gray matter, all gray matters. An embarrassment of riches in our heads. We gravitate to black or white instead. Let's pick this one apart a little bit. So it overwhelms the nervous system. We get that. We've all had an overwhelmed nervous system, I'm sure. So this fearful, constant state of comparison. Oh my God. Did he look into my mind specifically? I think he looked into my brain. What? Fearful, constant state of comparison. Yes, every day, all the time. So in our gray matter, you know, the thing in your head, the thing that like makes up our brain, our gray matter, all gray matters. Okay. In our gray matter, in our brains, all gray matters, like the gray area. So in our head, we know that just like everything is a gray area, you know, there is no black and white. But there's so much, an embarrassment of riches in our head. There's just so much of that fearful, constant state of comparison that we gravitate to black or white instead. So you're either this or that. You're either ugly or beautiful. You're either rich or poor. You're either fat or skinny. We go to the black and white because there's just so much in our heads. Even though we know the gray is the important part, we just ignore it. Patterns form and feel important. It's the first brushstroke of a self-portrait. Hi. What? Can you see that in your brain? I see things so very clearly in my brain. I watch entire movies up here, okay? So when I hear it's the first brushstroke of a self-portrait, of course I see that. I see a blank canvas and just one like stroke of paint. But I also feel all of the emotion that means. Who are you? What do you look like? Where do we start? Where does this begin? You know? Where's the part that I can start and make the portrait make sense? I almost made my own song. Like, whoa. You need to get out of your mind. It is telling you to stop overthinking. All subject to interpretation. Everything just becomes zeros and ones. Just forget about whatever is going on in here and come out of it for a minute. Escape your brain. Patterns form and feel important. That's what I love, the feel important. It just tells everything. Like, it tells me that, like, oh, this isn't important at all. Because the patterns are like, I feel important. You're not. First brushstroke of a self-portrait is so beautiful to me, and it paints such a picture in my brain, and I just love it. And what does the first brushstroke of a self-portrait even mean, you know? Like, where do you start? Do you start in your face? You start with your eyes, the window to the soul. Do you know your eyes better than anyone? What part of your face are you going to spend the most time on to make it perfect in the portrait? Does it even look like you anymore? Guys, I'm going off on a tangent. I don't even care. Mind is telling you to get out of your head every once in a while, and I don't know, maybe think you're beautiful? Maybe stop comparing yourself to others? Because at the end of the day, we're all just zeros and ones. If this is a simulation, you get it? And we get into 1 through 9, the Enneagram. I love pretty much every single one of these is in a character playlist. So if you want to go check that out. So that's enough talk about Atlas 2. That's just the introduction to Sleeping at Last. And like, I love them so much, but I want to give a special shout out to Silhouettes. It's from Yearbook. To write love on her arms. Oh my God. Just the title gets me emotional. Okay. 24th song in the Yearbook series, the last track of the May EP. Over the past couple of years, I've had the privilege of being invited to perform at several To Write Love on Her Arms events across the country. It's an incredible organization dedicated to helping young people struggling with self-injury, addiction, and depression. God. And he goes to this and he did a fucking fundraiser for it, dude. Okay. Hope is their message, and it's something I deeply believe in. The founder of... Oh, there goes my earring. The founder of To Write Love on Her Arms tours around the country, telling the story at different universities, inviting local counselors to introduce themselves to this wonderful and brave audience as well. It's a really great thing. I get the incredible honor to play a few songs right before Jamie speaks. As if getting to share my songs with such a special group of people isn't an honor enough for me, I also get to meet these amazing people and hear their stories firsthand. A privilege, to say the least. Hearing such painful histories is always saddening, of course, but it's incredibly inspiring too, to hear that they are unwilling to give up. Honestly, it's bravery and vulnerability like I've never seen it. I wrote Silhouettes based around those conversations and stories. In all of our histories of pain, it's not uncommon that the source is deeply rooted within our family relationships, which saddens me to no end. Considering that family should be a relationship that's safe and sacred above all else. It's meant to be where you turn when the world is unkind to you, that builds you back up. So Silhouettes is a story about someone navigating the waters of hurt and pain from their broken family, struggling to see the simple truth that they are worth love and deserve so much better. God. So he breaks down like all of the lyrics kind of. So yeah, that's just my special shout out, is Silhouettes. You know, maybe next time we'll talk about Atlas 1 and I'll talk about space a little bit. I think that's all from me, and I think we're all tired of hearing me talk, so bye-bye.